Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jenny from the Chopping Block. Today, I have a great friend of mine and an inspiration to us all, Marissa Meleske. And Marissa, thank you so much for joining us today. You look beautiful.
Thank you for having me. I miss you.
I miss you too. And I just wanted to highlight Marissa because I've known you for over 10 years now, right? We've been friends. I can't even put a finger on how long ago, because we met in college.
Yeah, technically we met in college. We started to develop a friendship and know who each other was when we started working.
Yes.
After like half the day for that first day.
We're like, how do we know each other? Yeah. So Marissa and I went to Nassau Community College, and we had the same math class, and I just remember Marissa like being the life of the party, and like she just had this energy about her that was so like radiant and positive and funny. And then we met years later at the Board of Elections here in Nassau County. We sat next to each other answering phones for a bit. And yeah, we've been really close ever since, and we have a bunch of great memories together. Yeah. You're one of my
once all of this is done.
One of my ace girls. So I want to hear everything about push past paralysis. Can you just tell everybody a little bit more about that?
Well, push past paralysis is because I'm disabled. Can't really see right now because I'm not in my wheelchair. But I don't know. Can you see it back there?
No. Oh, now I can. Oh, is that a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear everything about that.
Around Christmas. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I was born with spina bifida, which in non-technical terms is basically a blister at the spine, and it has like all of the nerves that they have to put back together, and basically I'm paralyzed from the knee down. Okay. Been that way since birth, and I know no different, really. You know, it's kind of funny when people say, you know, you're an inspiration and everything like that, because I'm like, okay, what did I do? Tell me so I can do it on purpose.
Well, you have a lot there's a lot about you that's inspiring. Yeah, I have a million stories of that, but I'll let you, talk more about that. So how did push past paralysis start?
I was talking to somebody, and it's always been my dream to inspire people to push past whatever obstacle they have, whether it's paralysis, whether it's, paralysis of the mind or the body or the spirit. And I was talking to somebody, and it just came out. Like, we're trying to figure out a name for it, and I was like, I just want somebody to, push past, and then I said paralysis, and I'm like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It just fits.
Amazing. I love it. So how are you pushing that? Like, how are you contributing and helping people through this? Oh, I lost you. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
It's the baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can we take a side note real quick? Who's the baby?
Yeah. And the baby that I babysit.
No, I know.
He's a 3-year-old little.
So cute.
He's a 3-year-old little mush that I love. And I'll call him back later.
So cute.
But yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so push past paralysis, it just, it came as a fluke, it just came out. And for me, I find that paralysis, in a sense, comes less natural to me in the...
He's calling her again. Aww.
Before he gives up. Uh-oh. Why?
I'm so sunburnt. It hurts. Marissa's sunburnt too. Yeah, the sun is strong here in New York. We're not used to it yet. We were comparing tan lines earlier. Ow. I guess she answered the baby's call. So cute. So Marissa's been watching this baby for years now. Since he was a baby, and now he's like a little toddler running around being cute. So they're really close, and I think some nights recently she's been babysitting him, so maybe they're trying to get her to do that. So we're just gonna wait a little longer for her. I'm getting a private chat. Let's see. Oh, I'm here. I don't see you, babe. Maybe try to go out and come back in. Oh. Maybe the reception's not that good, the Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. It's just me. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I'm really excited for the summer. And yeah, the weather's getting nicer, which is perfect. Love the summer and spring. We got all our flowers in. Today we got all the vegetables in. We got Marissa back.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
He called twice while I was gone, but yeah.
Oh, he's missing you, girl.
Yeah.
He's like, save me.
He's gonna be pissed at me later, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
Why didn't you answer me?
So yeah. Diana, hi Diana, love you. She said Zoom was having problems last night. I think everybody's just like overloading, but I think our issue here was Marissa's baby misses her.
Yeah, he misses me.
So cute.
I was having trouble with a couple of my apps, like the TV apps were insane last night.
I haven't watched TV. Oh my gosh, I have like homework to watch something. I forget what it was. I wrote it down. One of the brothers at the school, he gives us a movie weekend and we watch it and like kind of chat about it when we come back on Monday. Cool. Yeah. So let's dive right back in, girlfriend.
Okay, so where were we?
We were talking about push past paralysis and how you kind of stumbled upon it talking to somebody, and you're just saying like push past, and then paralysis, and it kind of stuck. And how long ago was that?
Probably around the time when I made the Facebook page, so it's years now. Because
it's been ever since I could remember.
Yeah. So what I was saying was that paralysis of the mind doesn't come as natural to me as paralysis in the physical, because I was born that way. So we all have, and this is where I feel like everybody can relate, because we all have things that either can stop us or, make us, second guess or affect our lives in certain ways. And that's where push past paralysis of the mind comes in. And then you have people who, I know we were going to get into this later, but like my brother, who we lost him to suicide. It'll be 5 years in the summer. That's considered, push past paralysis of the spiritual, in my opinion, because a lot of people, even now with what's going on in the world, a lot of people are spiritually paralyzed. They don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in some ways everybody can relate personally.
Absolutely. And you're just such, like, I really mean this, like, you're such a light, and you've been through so much, but you're just so positive, and so you have such a beautiful fighting spirit. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah. How do you do it?
You don't give yourself a choice. I feel like, I have to be careful because for a lot of people,
I understand.
For a lot of people, it doesn't feel like it's a choice, I guess I'll say. But you have to decide in any given moment what you're going to do about the cards that you were dealt.
That is so powerful.
You do have a choice.
Always.
Even if it feels like you're backed into a corner, even if there's two bad choices or hard choices, it's still a choice.
Mm-hmm. I just love you so much, and
I love you too.
Yeah, we have the best friendship, man.
I feel like we got a timeout.
Right?
From like causing trouble or something. Because we can't see each other right now.
We will soon. So I want to talk a little bit about you've wrote multiple books. And I know you do a lot of YouTube and, you have certain groups that you contribute to, and you life coach. Can you just, if there's anything in that realm you want to talk about?
Well, I have, I believe, 3 what I call mini books out right now on Amazon. Everyone's Different, Get Over It, Wheelie Wonderland, and Everyone's Different. No, I'm sorry. Everyone's Different, Get Over It, Wheelie Wonderland, and how am I forgetting the name of the other book?
The newest
So
one?
anyways, no, it was my second one.
Oh, okay.
But if you search Marissa Meleske on Amazon, you will find them. But
I'll
right
post
now,
them here on the link later.
Yeah, I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel because I've had a YouTube channel for around 10 years now, and I used to be monetized. So I was like looking at it as a side hustle at that point because it wasn't by any means my main income. But then with the new rules, I guess everybody was joining YouTube at one point, and they just ran out of money to give people, so they made new guidelines. So I'm trying to regrow my following so I can get monetized again, because I feel like that's the best way to help at least the people living with disabilities that I want to help, because it shows them. You know, it's easy to tell people something, but if you're showing people, like a video I just posted yesterday,
I saw it.
it's taking off, and
it's awesome.
To me, it's only.
I've seen you do this 1,000 times, but it's so awesome that you're showing everyone else.
And I've wanted to post it for a long time. I just never got around to it. And yesterday I was just like, and for those of you who don't know yet, you're not over at the channel, I just posted myself getting out of my wheelchair, going outside to sit on my stoop. But I'm getting a lot of feedback of people saying that they don't know how I do it, and the biggest advice I can give with that is just work on your upper body strength.
Yeah, man. You're a rock star. And I wanted to highlight this about you because I was so inspired by you. Hey, Andy. Just the fact that she's written books is such a great way to articulate her lifestyle, etc. Awesome guest, Jen. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Somebody that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a long time because she is fucking rock star. Excuse my French, but she is the real deal. You're the real deal. I'm talking to like you're not here.
Thank you.
So I wanted to talk about, because you travel, we've been to shows together, which are so many fun fucking, I'm cursing a lot today. So many funny, fun memories.
Because I think just seeing me, it's too familiar that you're just no filter. It's okay.
And one of my favorite memories with you in the recent years, we have so many adventures, but was the beach. I mean, that was just a fun experience, and we got to kick it, shoreside, and I know how much you love the beach. Not the one,
can't wait.
Not when we brought Foxy. I'm talking about Jones Beach.
The one where we, no, I don't even consider where we brought Foxy to the beach. That's just a little pond.
It's nice there, though. I felt really good there. Like, I love the breeze. It's nice there. I like it there a lot. And we'll definitely provide the links to purchase the books. Thanks, Andy, for your support.
Thank you so much.
So, Marissa, I want to hear more what's the best part of what you've been doing? And I know you've done, throughout the years, you write articles and you make money off of that. What inspires you to, beside, trying to inspire people to push past their own paralysis? How is it fulfilling for you?
Well, the way that I look at life is if I'm going through something or somebody I know is going through something, chances are it's like school. Like if you have a question, a million other people probably have the same question and aren't asking it. So I always like to, at least if it's in the beginning, share my thought process on it or share how I got through it. And that was what I used. I was on a platform called Bubbaloo's, which no longer exists for articles. I do have a blog, which I don't go on as often as I probably should. I'm mostly over on YouTube now. But that's, even for my YouTube, I consider that, a video blog. And it's just, if I find that I can do something or I find that I am struggling with something that I, finally can do, I just like to share it.
That's beautiful. And it resonates. Like, also like when you're going through stuff, if you help somebody else, it just like, it kind of cancels out sometimes that feeling.
Yeah.
And something else just popped in my head because you're like a little celebrity.
Oh God.
Like you have so many celebrity friends.
What's this question gonna be?
No, I wanted to highlight your experience with Val from Dancing with the Stars, and literally the story and just seeing her dance with Val. Like, I don't watch TV ever, but I watched Dancing with the Stars for like 3 seasons straight. Like, it was religious, like, because I just think he's a great guy, and I actually love to dance. So can you tell us about that experience and how you were the first handicapped dancer to dance with him, and you actually taught him?
Well, they were doing a showcase or some like a big event, and I was like, okay, well, I don't really have the money for this event right now because they're like big, and the dance world is just a very expensive world. Anyways, but I was like, you know what? Let me just see if he'd be interested in dancing with somebody in a wheelchair. I had no idea that I even would be the first at this point. I actually asked, I'm like, does he have any experience? Is this something that we can work out? And they got back to me and they said, can you come in on Tuesday? And this was like over the weekend before that. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. It was completely on him. And then shortly after that, I guess they got so much feedback, like I was saying before, about, putting yourself out there because you don't know what somebody else can be inspired by or what somebody else can learn. I guess they got a lot of feedback from other people in wheelchairs, and they opened up a whole new demographic. They trained all of their staff to dance with people in wheelchairs. They include them in their showcases. I'm not really a dancer. I wanted it mostly for the experience, and it was a great one. But to see that it branched out the way that it did, it was amazing.
And is there anyone else you want to highlight that's been good to you, or you have like a fun message or like a funny story you want to share? Because I mean, you meet like how many people have you? I can't even keep up.
I don't know. Just go on my Facebook, guys. I have a whole album. Actually, Paulie from Big Brother.
You love him.
Yes.
I forgot. There's something else I want to talk about. Because you inspired the shit out of me in the beginning of quarantine with the push-up challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And then my friend Mario was doing it, so I actually like feel a little different now. But you were the first one.
I'll send you a quick 15-minute workout that Paulie does that I've done. You'll be sore. Trust me.
I just started really going for it, so I would really appreciate that because I cut this word out for my vision board.
Be careful what you wish for.
No, I'm falling in love with it.
We'll work out when we can see each other. We'll work out together too. But so that's another, very just so happened kind of a story. Well, not really, because that's taking away from the kind of person Paulie is. But so for a short backstory on him, he was one of the more controversial people on Big Brother.
I don't even know what Big Brother is. Apologies. I don't watch TV.
It's basically like they put a bunch of people in a house and they watch them 24/7, and they're
like the real world.
There's teams, sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're going more into the challenge kind of, which he's also on now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but Big Brother is you're basically put into a house. You have to do different challenges, but it's very much also a social game. But anyways, so he was one of the more controversial characters because he's like me. He's a Scorpio and he's from New Jersey. So, as you can imagine,
you guys are troubled together, aren't you? If I know you,
I'm not gonna squeal. I didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing.
Oh.
Nope. So, if you saw anything, it wasn't us. But, so, after he got out of the house, he had, like, a homecoming type of event that I went to. It was in New Jersey. And, so I asked him, flat out. I'm like, because at the time, he owned a gym in New Jersey. So I asked him, I'm like, so, can we work out? And he goes, "You want to work out?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Send me a DM." He had already followed me at that point because I was writing blogs about him because I just didn't like how he was being treated in the fandom. So his parents, connected with me at the time, and we still do actually. And so by that time, he already knew who I was, and so but from then we followed each other. That was a Saturday or a Sunday, I believe, and that Tuesday, I was in his gym working out, and I have that on my YouTube channel too. If that incentivizes anybody to go over to my YouTube channel, he's a hardcore trainer, and the thing that I love about him and Val is that they treated me just like anybody else. Not Val. Paulie's first question to me, they both actually asked me, "So what are your limitations?" And I go, "I don't know. Let's find out." Don't ever say that to a trainer. Ever. You'll be sore.
I know you, and that was tough for you, and you're a rock star. I knew you were sore after that.
You were almost gonna curse.
I don't know what it is today. I think I'm tired.
It's me.
I curse
Sorry.
a lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm trying to watch it.
But yeah, so that was actually really awesome, and I just won a yoga mat from My Soul Mats. It's on Instagram, and I'm gonna do a video of myself doing yoga. Can I share one more story, because that one's actually important too?
Share all and every.
Okay.
I have nowhere to be right now, so.
Okay, so about, I want to say 9 or 10 years ago, it was right after we moved into the first house in the town that I'm in now, right after my dad passed away, so it had to have been like 9, 10 years ago. I was interested in figuring out what I wanted to do as far as fitness goes, because being in a wheelchair, I'm sitting all the time, and you have to stretch, and you have to, work out your muscles. I don't walk, my hip's been out for years, so, I like to at least keep in shape and keep, my muscles working. So I looked up yoga, and I found that the local library offers it, and they offer 2 days a week. They offer chair yoga and mat yoga. The day that I happened to see it, it was a nice day out. It was during the springish, summerish, and so I was like, even though they're doing mat yoga today, I'm gonna go up, because chair yoga just stood out to me. I was like, maybe we'll see, because I didn't know a lot about either one at that point. So I went up, and the yoga instructor, love her to death, but she takes one look at me and she goes, "Well, you'd probably be better suited for chair yoga." And you know me, I was like, okay, well, then I want to do mat yoga, because you just told me basically that you don't think I could do it. So, but in reality, it is better, because you have to get out of the chair, and in order to get that good stretch in especially the hip areas when you're sitting all the time, you have to lay down, and you have to do it on the mat. So I had about 6 people after the class was over come up to me, and they were like, "I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you're that flexible." My secret is that my body is sort of bent forward, so every time I would do a stretch forward, it would look amazing, but my body was just naturally that way. I don't want to say struggle, but I need to work harder to do stretches the other way, because my body is sort of bent into that L shape from sitting all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of the poses that I can do in a seated position or a laying down position, and I'm going to create a video for people either who want to just do mat yoga on the actual mat, no standing poses, or people with disabilities who want to try it out. So I'm going to do that, excuse me, once I get the mat.
I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. Congrats. You win a lot of stuff, man.
Oh, I'm very competitive in that
You
way.
are.
I am. Like, if they tell you, okay, just, you can enter by liking this and tagging 3 people, I'll tag 12 people, I'll make a post every damn day.
You go for
I'm
it.
like,
And
I'm
that's,
gonna win this.
I want to go back to Dancing with the Stars because I want to talk about, this is something that I remember and like it just resonates a lot with me about when we went to see, what was the actual show? Was it Max and Val at that point? Or was it?
I think it was the Max and Val tour.
Yeah. And so we had tickets, like, it was at the
Or
Beacon
was it
Theater. No, it was Max and Val. Yeah.
Okay.
We had tickets for like third row, Beacon Theater, beautiful. I love the Beacon Theater, but it just wasn't going to work. So I wanted to highlight how you just make shit happen. Like you're like, and even at the Tony event, you're like, no, like I can't see.
Oh, we could talk about that.
Yeah, because you need to run for president.
They tear politicians apart no matter which side of the aisle you're on. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But I do want to do some kind of advocacy, even if it's just something like this. You know, anybody has me on, and you know, if you are watching and think I have something to offer, hire me, and I'll help you one-on-one or whatever. If we want to do it that way, but I don't know about political office. We'll see. But yeah, I just, first of all, my beef is with the Americans with Disabilities Act, big time, because if you're going before the 1990 edits, I guess, like revisions or whatever of them, buildings prior to that don't have to adhere to current code. So it blows my mind how New York City is considered one of the more accessible cities, I guess because of the transit, but there's so many old buildings, like we were talking about with Paulie before. I went to see him at an event that had 2 flights of stairs. Him and his friend had to carry me in the chair down the stairs. So, I mean, again, it just comes with the territory of having a disability, and just, you know, I'm not gonna settle for being treated like I have, like a second-class citizen, because I just so happen to be born this way. So, if I can't see behind somebody's head, I'm gonna have a problem with that. So, with the Tony event, I'll set the stage for people. We were in the back, sort of. Well,
In the middle.
Middle-ish. It was
Literally
far, okay?
middle.
It was far. I told you Tony was gonna sweat on my head. Okay, so we were far.
Bringing out that laugh. I don't know where this new cackle comes from.
So, okay, so there was an aisle, and, you know, everybody was telling me, you know, you're gonna see Tony because he's all over the place, and if you've watched anything with Tony, you know that he's all over the place. This just so happened to be after one of his, what was it, health scare or something, so he was gonna be staying towards the front as much as possible.
Yeah.
While we were waiting, because this was an all-day thing, there was a bunch of other speakers, and so there was a bunch of people standing in the way, and I'm like, I already don't like this. I'm like, this is already just, I could see the writing on the wall of what's gonna happen here. So I'm like, not gonna work. And, you know, still, you guys, and everybody was like, no, trust me, Tony's gonna be everywhere. I'm like, that's still just not good enough. So I was like, I remember turning to you and I'm like, do you think I should at least just get around the people that were in our immediate way?
Sea of asses? Yeah.
Yeah, because there was literally a sea of asses around the whole aisle. Like, and I'm like, if I could just get in front of them, then maybe. So
and they weren't even supposed to be like,
yeah, nobody was supposed to be
standing. Not even getting into that.
But because at that point, you know, I guess everybody did think that it was going to be a mobile event, if you will, like where Tony would have to get through. So they were at that point still trying to clear aisles. So, but I'm like, no, I knew. So I asked you, I'm like, because I feel bad. Like, I was with Jenny and I was with a couple of other people, other of our friends. I'm like, I don't want to leave it. I was ready to be like, okay, me and these like 4 or 5 people need to go up to the front right now if I could have. So I was like, okay, I'm going to push my way to the front. And if anything, you know, I'll have somebody go get you. But you ended up coming to check on me and ended up where somebody, if you're out there,
I can't even believe that lady, how sweet she was.
If you are out there, thank you.
What an angel.
Because she was like, no, we're not having this. She brought me up to like the second row. And the lady who was trying to tell us no at the time looked and was like, no, you can't be here. So I just moved my little chair to the side as much as I could, and they weren't going to tell me no. And I literally got where Tony was, right there. And then by the time, because Jenny came and checked on me, and I made sure she stayed the whole rest of the time, which was very, very smart on my part. Thank you very much.
Best birthday present I think I ever got. Thank you, Marissa, for that.
You're welcome. Tony came over and greeted both of us, so that was that was one of my more proud moments of literally push past paralysis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that's something else too, and I think a lot of people can resonate with this right now. No matter how you feel about anything going on, the way to meet at the middle is that, yes, this is a horrible situation, but let's marry that to let's also enjoy the greatest country in the world and keep our rights. And that's something that's always, like, I bleed fighting for my rights. And that just comes out mostly when I'm at an event that is not very accessible.
And I always think it's changed my mind. Like, I was actually talking to my brother about, I'm not sure why I was talking to my brother about it. But I just remember, like, there's been some times, like, where we had to, like, lift you up, like in Brooklyn, we went to that, like, vegetarian place, or just, like, sometimes it's not that easy, and it pisses me off. Like, even on your block, they finally put in the ramp, right? Or is it still?
Oh, the end of my block is still, there's no curbside.
Yeah, it's just like, why? Like, but, yeah.
That's something that I would definitely like to change. To make, you run into a lot of weird territory. I won't say roadblocks, because you can't really tell somebody who owns a private business. You could just take your business elsewhere is, the best way to get a message to them. But there are some public things that I would love to be able to change. I know I'm not, ignorant to the fact that, okay, I'm not going to be able to knock down some buildings, which I would love to.
Well, that's a big thing too. It's like the historical sites are kind of strict on stuff a lot of times.
That's what I was talking about with the city is, a lot of it is old. So you're not going to knock it down, but there are options. You might not be able to build that elevator, but you can get a chairlift. You can, build ramps in certain areas. Like, I went to see Anthony Rodia, a comedian that I love, in New Jersey. It was in Atlantic City. I thought, okay, this is, another hub of tourism. They're going to get all kinds of people. Okay, it should be great. Stairs all over the place. All over the place. It was horrendous. And it was around Christmas. And then my dog had died, so I followed up with them, I think late February, and then all of this started to happen. So obviously they're probably closed right now, but they were at a point where they were willing to, they did hear me out of what I think they should do to improve their facility. Whether or not they've done, right now would be the perfect time to do it. Nobody's going there. So
that's a good point. That's a great point.
I'm going to follow up with them when I hear that, places are opening and see, because that's, if it means working with just the businesses that want it, call me, email me, let me know, and I'll help you, because that's another thing, is the bathrooms, which I know you know my experience with these. How many bathrooms have we been in where you had to stand by the door?
Oh my gosh. What was that last event where you fought with somebody? Oh, was that Tony event?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it was somebody.
We didn't fight with anybody, but we could have if we had a different mindset.
Because she said, she pointed to the other girl in the wheelchair and goes, she had to wait too.
Which, yeah.
Insane. First of all, there should be more. Every bathroom should be wheelchair accessible. I shouldn't have to choose the one stall that is not wheelchair accessible. That should be a given. But I forgot where I was going to go rant before we talked about.
Didn't we wait online? I'm confused. I don't
We waited
remember why
online.
it was. Why she was so nasty. I forget.
Because there was somebody else in the stall at the time, and it was somebody who was able-bodied.
Yeah.
Walked out of the stall.
Yeah, was in there
and
forever.
She looked at me, and I don't really have a problem with able-bodied people. I'm not one of those people that hates able-bodied people and thinks you're all out to get me.
Well, of course not.
I look at everybody as my ally until you cross me, and I don't care if you're in a chair or not.
Ooh! Yeah. Well, I want to talk about this now.
Okay.
So when I drive to work and like, just, I think today I saw it. I see, they have the big signs that say like, wear a mask, like be safe. And then it says like hashtag New York strong. And I always think about like how much New York has like been through. And, I just want to highlight like you're a tough ass New Yorker. And like, the Hurricane Sandy thing. I mean, how long were you out of New York? And can you just give a brief synopsis of that experience that you had to deal with?
Okay. Well, I was in my town that I'm living in now, different house. And basically, it was a 2-family house, and we had neighbors upstairs. They had left. And, just going by Hurricane Irene, we were skeptical for a while just how bad Hurricane Sandy was going to be. So we were a little bit, laxed on making an escape plan. And by then, we had put some calls out, and upstairs was going to leave the door unlocked. And they didn't. So I'm in the back room with my mom and my grandmother talking to them. And we hear a swoosh of water getting into the house. By the time we got to where the stairs were to get up, which was locked, by the way, the door on our end wasn't, but the door to get up was. So by the time we got there, I could touch the water without bending from my wheelchair. So my brother, who was alive at the time, he carried me, he got the animals, he carried the wheelchair, or did he? No, we left the wheelchair because we weren't sure. So that was actually our measuring point, where at one point the whole chair was covered in water. We had like 5 feet. And we didn't know what we were going to do at the time. Oh, God. Block him.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Sorry, I was on a roll.
We were on like a serious ass, like, fucking, I was there with you, I feel it. And then Rat, what's up?
So,
Rat, I miss you. Rat's one of both of our very good friends.
Yeah, we all have to hang out soon.
Marissa and Rat have a very funny, like, should be on a show relationship.
We still do need to do a podcast.
Hilarious. So just we love you, Rat. Thanks for joining.
So what was I saying?
So you were talking about, so you weren't sure really where to go from there because none of us expected it to be as bad as it was, but you were in a really tough spot.
Yeah, so the next morning, we literally were on the sidewalk, gonna make a phone call, and we see my uncle from Missouri, who he was, I think he was still, because both sides of the family still live here. He had gotten transferred for work, so they've lived there over 15 years. He came literally like a savior, driving down the block to come pick us up, and then we ended up living in Missouri for like 6 months after that. But everything was gone, and we put things up high. Like I had a lot on my bed, I had a lot, up in the closet. We lost everything. But you know what? A lot of other people did too. So that's, the perspective that I like to take with it. You know what? No matter what you're going through, you're not the only one. and you have other people who, you can lean on who understand, but you also have to, just put your big girl pants on and, move on.
Amen. And like, I think you're the strongest person I know. And I know sometimes people say that to me, and I actually, like, when I think back, it makes me want to cry. But like, I just really love you, and I love being around you. I love your energy. I love your mind. And I'm grateful.
You have been through your own kind of hell in some ways.
I don't even want to talk about any of that.
No, let's not. No, that's never gonna happen yet. No.
Let's talk about food, because me and Marissa, oh my gosh.
Put food in front of us and we're happy.
I don't want to go on a sad note, but I can't believe Jackie passed away.
I know.
I'm shocked. Was that Corona related?
I don't know. She had a lot of, I guess you would say comorbidities, if that's what, I don't want to say that's what happened, but I'm suspecting it was.
Sorry.
So I'm on Facebook and I'm like, when you just like, I wonder how so-and-so is, because with the way Facebook is, it's not like how when it first came out, chronologically you see everything. You only really see
I'll forever
people
have that soup recipe.
There's certain people that, you just always see on Facebook. So there's people that you have to actively check on now because you don't see them. So I'm like, something just made me check on her page, and I saw it and I was like, oh my God. I'm still in shock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really sad. And what a beautiful soul.
That's, a lot of who I feel bad for right now too. Like, of course I feel bad for everybody that's getting sick, with what's going on, but I have another friend in Texas who is battling cancer, had to get it postponed for like weeks and weeks, to the point where it grew and it spread. So what once was a tumor that they were going to remove turned into they couldn't really get it all because it spread. I mean, thank God she's going to do more chemo, and they think she's going to be okay, and they got a lot of it. But a lot of people are going through a lot of different things.
Yeah, because I met her once with you. We met her at was it Jordan's Lobster?
Jordan's Lobster in Brooklyn.
And we took out like usual.
Was it? It was in Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn, yeah. We met her in Brooklyn, and yeah, it was a really fun time. But I want to ask you. I'm gonna throw in Jenny from the chopping block right now. Okay. We have a lot of food memories, and I'm pretty sure I know what your favorite food is. But can you tell everybody what your favorite food is, and if you have a recipe you want to share?
Anything seafood.
I know it.
Anything seafood.
You love clams, though.
I what?
Do you love clams?
Clams, lobster, shrimp, anything.
Like, hell yeah.
You and your dad need to, like, do a cook-off, and I'll be the judge. And you just... I have to take seconds, though, because I'm not going to know.
I'm going to have to arrange that this summer.
That would actually be great for what you're doing now for yourself.
That's definitely going to be part of the plan. I like that. And I see you cooking a lot, and you love, part of your wellness is your diet and health. And do you have any recipes you want to share?
I love to make my aunt's taco salad. I just, for the first time, made sausage and peppers, which was so good. It turned out really good. My mom wants me to make macaroni and cheese coming up soon. Probably our next food shop. I also made a couple of HelloFresh meals, which was kind of fun. Those are pretty rough, though. Like, you think it's going to be all nice because you have everything. They're time consuming sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Yeah,
and it's one thing that makes me feel independent, because if you can provide for yourself in that way, you're pretty much set. And I think, times like this prove that, because all you really need to do right now is cook for yourself.
Literally.
Unless you want to order from the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, I love you, Marissa.
Yeah, I love you too.
I want to talk about, I mean, you already are a superhero, but can you tell me if you could pick like a real superpower, what would it be?
I knew you were going to ask me this question. I still don't know.
Like, you ever think of like a little kid, you're watching like Alex Mack or something, and like she turns into a puddle, and you're like, damn, that'd be cool. Or like the planet guys, what is it? Captain Planet, something cool. I don't know. You ever like who's your favorite as a kid?
I want to be a healer.
Aren't you a healer? We didn't talk about the spiritual side of Marissa.
We should, because that's kind of push past paralysis. That's part of it. But yeah, I do. I want to be a healer, and that's actually. I've always felt like I was born with my gift because of the disability, but it's always also the other side of it is something that you're resistant to. And my thing is, I want to heal everybody, but I also have to realize that I can't heal everybody because they don't want it. Not everybody's going to want it. So I have to just heal the people who want it. And I've actually veered away from life coaching for that reason, because there's people who sign up who just are not ready to do the work on themselves. And for me, I'm willing to be that dentist pulling that wisdom tooth to help you. But if you're not willing to meet me halfway, no matter if you're paying me or not, there's only so much I can do, and it drains me because I want